Hello and welcome to Men Behind the Curtain, the podcast about everything and nothing all at once. Yes, we are still on the air. It's just been a busy month for all of us. I am Pitt.
Eli. Now, also one thing, I have to do it for the meme. We haven't been numbering our episodes in a while, but this is episode 6-7. So I know, I know. But also a little bit of product placement here. And shit, I did get the mug finally. Ain't nothing but water in it right now, but yeah.
I need a tumbler with it on there.
Tumblr would be nice. Also, some of y'all may notice that I have a different microphone now, so that means I'm going to be doing goofy shit like this because I have a voice changer built
into this. So I'm just gonna be having fun with
I know. I know. If y'all are listening and not watching, he's just shaking his head at me.
Well, it'd be more impressive if you could do it like this, just start talking.
I mean, I kind of can. I'm not good at doing it like spontaneously. Like I need something that I'm actually like trying to say or mimic or something like that. It's harder for me like with nothing, which reminds me I still need to write another script for a short, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
What's funny is if you go to that, there was the one level, it's like, you were like, if you were in shadow, you'd be like, I used to use this insurance company, but they weren't that good, so I had to switch, and now they're trying to hunt me down.
No, the one that I really, really like, and it fits really fucking well.
Yeah, I'm guessing the frequency on that was so low that it missed half of it.
Are you? It was supposed to be the fucking lion or the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin.
Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, but I could. That should allow. You know what? I know what it is. It's the fucking noise reduction on StreamYard. That's what did it. Anyway.
A lot of shit. Lot of shit has happened in the last month. Gas prices are through the fucking roof. There was a big blow up deal of somebody coming into a dinner and people going like, "Oh my god!" And then there was other shit, and then there was the Erica Kirk stare down.
And that, the whole thing. What happened? And the whole thing. What happened at the White House? I blame Kash Patel because if you have seen Kash Patel, those fucking eyes, he saw the man leaving his house. So I blame Kash.
All three of them have been staged, so what difference does it fucking make?
Yeah. And I feel like they have gotten lazier and lazier with how they stage it because, like, the first one, maybe it was more believable because it was shocking. I never believed it from day one. It never looked right. But after that, like, the last two, he wasn't even physically fucking there at the time.
Well, we know he's mentally never there, so
that is very true. Again, I'm at this point. Somebody said this before, and I believe this to be true. On the day it finally happens, which CIA, FBI, I am not making plans. I am just predicting that a 79-year-old man will do what 79-year-olds do. That is all I'm saying. But on the day that it finally happens, they're not going to believe it. They're going to believe it's a fucking conspiracy and that he faked it. I guarantee they will.
Why not? He's faked everything else in his life.
Some of them will not believe it. And you know what? I don't think he's going to go in the ground. I really don't. Because They won't leave his Walk of Fame star alone. They keep destroying the Walk of Fame. What are they going to do to his grave? They're going to have to bury him at sea.
Oh, don't we have enough pollution in the ocean?
Hopefully without his diaper, but we'll see how that goes.
All right, so I guess it's safe to say that we already know who the cunt of the week is, and that's pretty much anybody in DC.
Yeah, basically. Like, it's easy to lay the blame at one person's feet, but like so many people have been running cover. You know what? Fuck all of y'all at this point.
I do want to say one more political thing.
Yeah.
The fucking Iranian Lego videos are fucking on point. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. So I found a picture. Have you seen it? Like, apparently it was not official, but it was supposed to be Lego Cash Patel. Have you seen this image?
No, I haven't seen Lego Cash Patel.
I'm going to drop it here on the video, but hang on. I'm looking in one of our Discords, and I can't remember which one I dropped it in. Wait, where's the D&D one? Okay, there it is. Because I know I dropped it in the side chat one day. So I'm going to put that. Oh, there it is. I'm going to forward it because you need to see this. Again, for the rest of y'all, I am going to drop this on the video, but I need y'all to see this fucking. Yeah, here it is. Forward. Go ahead and look at the Discord real quick. Our Discord. Apparently this was not the official Lego Cash Patel. The official Lego Cash Patel actually keeps changing complexion, and his eye size keeps changing from normal to big, but this one was just fucking hilarious to me.
I don't know what's funnier, the fact that this here or the fact that there is an official Lego Cash Patel.
Well, when I say official, I mean like what Iran has actually shared.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. But yeah, I just had to say those things are on fucking point. They're very amusing and pretty much straight to the fucking point. So yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. So one other thing I'm going to say with that, they need to learn how to be an adult and just not care, because every time they get pissed off about SNL, about South Park, about these fucking Lego videos, it makes me or Drewski, the fucking video Drewski did at like every time they get pissed off, I didn't care at first, and now I have to see what upset them so. Like, they need to understand and learn how to ignore things, because every time they get pissed off, they give it more clout. They put more eyes on it.
Yeah. Who's the snowflake now, motherfuckers?
Exactly. Like, please stop being a bitch. Yeah. So, but yeah, we have missed quite a bit in the entertainment world and everything. But so I know that they've released new images of Henry Cavill and Highlander. I haven't gone to look them up yet. I'm going to be honest. I kind of want to pull back on how many teasers and things that I watch, because I want to start to go into it with no base information. Trailers have just ruined too many things for me. But I know that I've recently watched the trailer for both Street Fighter and the new Mortal Kombat, which Mortal Kombat just came out, and I do want to watch that. And with Street Fighter, at least, I feel like to an extent they understood the assignment, because this is a movie, this is a franchise that is just inherently silly as fuck. So you can't make too serious of a movie of it if you want it to actually be successful and true to the characters. So I feel like to an extent they actually understood the assignment a little bit more.
Yes, I'll be honest. I've never really got into Street Fighter. I mean, for them making a movie, it's like, okay, it's another movie with bad special effects and even worse martial arts.
Yeah, no, I can kind of understand that. So I did play Street Fighter when I was a kid. I didn't get heavily into it because where arguably the gameplay and maybe the character designs were better in Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat always had the storyline to go off of. So they had something to actually pull you in. Tekken, I know, had a storyline. I just never got like hooked into it. This is not a knock on it, what I gravitated towards. But like I was actually talking to my son about this, so I might take him to see the new Mortal Kombat. And I was actually saying, because it is on Max, I kind of want to actually go back and show him the 95 Mortal Kombat, which is actually not a terrible adaptation. Not accurate, but it could be a lot worse.
I think in some states that's considered child endangerment.
Well, Mortal Kombat Annihilation would be. Mortal Kombat Annihilation was absolutely fucking horrendous. And I even showed him like one of the clips. So like Annihilation, like, do you remember what their Shao Kahn looked like?
No, because I didn't pay any attention to it.
This is the absolute god damn it. I hate that my browser just defaults to fucking Yahoo search, because Yahoo search is ass. And I have tried to switch.
It's because nobody uses Bing, so they try to get another one.
I tried to switch my default back to Google, and it's in my settings. But the problem is, I think the only way that I can actually fix it is I would have to clear like my history, my data, my cache, all that, which is going to log me out of everything that I'm logged into, like Google, like StreamYard, like everything else. And I don't want to fucking deal with it.
Well, I have the same issue with the stupid Yahoo fucking browser, and it pisses me off every goddamn time. Even when my homepage is set to Google.
Exactly. But this was Shao Kahn in 1997. And this looks so terrible.
It looks like a Gorn.
he looks like a kid. He looks like a middle school kid who found his dad's football equipment, but his dad plays in like either the NFL or like some, other minor league. This is so oversized and just does not look good at all. Everything about Mortal Kombat Annihilation was terrible.
Is that a white guy too?
That is James Remar as Raiden.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whitewash.
James Remar. Yeah, I mean, let me see. Now, when it was Christopher Lambert, it actually didn't look bad. It really didn't. Like, yes, it's still a white dude, but
all he needs is a beard and he's Gandalf.
That's actually not incorrect. But yeah, James Remar, like, first of all, they made him pull his hair back in a ponytail, which just looked awful. Like, I love James Remar is a great actor, but what the fuck was this? And then like halfway through the movie, he gives up his godhood and he's mortal, and he looks like this, and like, what the fuck? This is so bad.
I'm so glad I've never seen it.
Yeah, you missed absolutely nothing. It was so bad. And even their Scorpion and Sub-Zero was terrible. Like, the 1995 suit, the original movie, somehow was years better than the movie that came 2 years later. Like, if you look at the actors who played Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the masks do not even fit their fucking face. Like, it just sits like off their face. Like, it's so bad. But I'm hearing good things about the new movie. They do understand the franchise a little bit more. The movie that came out in 2021, like Kung Lao, he does his little buzzsaw hat fatality, and like he's literally stepping on her and pushing her into it, and the blood is spraying up in his face, and like, that is Mortal Kombat. So I do want to check out the new movie. Now you said that you had finally. Sorry, were you about to say something?
Well, I was going to say, but no, go ahead.
No, I was kind of switching gears because you mentioned like you had just started watching Daredevil, and I was going to ask where you're at with it.
Let's see. Vanessa just got glass in the head.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Because, like, take Into the Spider-Verse, Vanessa dying was a major catalyst for the Kingpin. So I kind of feel like I should have seen this coming. But one thing I will say, I love the way that they have been using Bullseye in this show. And I kind of wish that he got more screen time, if I'm being honest. I mean, maybe it's better that he doesn't. I don't know. But I really enjoy his characterization.
Right. Well, the character that I'm really enjoying, who I don't think had enough screen time, is Matthew Lillard's character. I love just that character's demeanor and the way he just doesn't give a fuck, and he doesn't care who the fuck Kingpin is. He's just like, in that particular episode, he's like, where the two guys get shot, and he's like, well, shit.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you about that. Matthew Lillard, Mr. Charles, he's like one of the only people that he can't go toe to toe with Kingpin. Like he straight up can't, but he's still not afraid of him, which is a wild dichotomy. Like it's one thing for Daredevil not to be afraid of him. Daredevil has beat his ass on multiple occasions, which you're coming up on a really good fight in the next episode or two. But like Matthew Lillard, like if Kingpin just decided to throw hands with him, he's fucked. Like unequivocally, he is fucked.
Oh yeah.
But he still doesn't care. He's not afraid of dude like whatsoever. So, yeah.
And to think he was fucking Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Or was it the second Scream movie he was killed? I think it was the second one. Like, yeah, he was a killer in that. He actually just got hired for something in DC. I don't know what, but I know he's going to be in the DC universe now.
I saw something about that. I can't remember what it was about. I think it's for one of Gunn's upcoming projects.
Actually, I remember now. They said it was for the next Superman movie, which is just titled Man of Tomorrow, which I saw some people complaining about the title. Like, that's part of the fucking lore, you morons. Like,
yeah. Well, like, I'm complaining about the whole reboot that Gunn did. So,
yeah. So one thing I've been saying this for a little bit. Gunn does understand some things about his characters. And what I mean by that, so if you look at the newest Superman movie, the one that came out last summer, the way that he stops in the middle of a fight and he turns around and says, "Is everybody okay?" That is true to Superman's character. That is what he is actually like. So that is one place where I do feel like James Gunn does understand the character. But like we've talked about before, he doesn't know how to make a solo movie. And more to it than that, he uses the same goddamn formula every fucking time. Like, the only time that he kind of changed the formula was for Peacemaker. And really what he did with Peacemaker is he took it from a 2.5 hour movie and stretched it to like, is it 8 episodes or 10?
I think it was 8.
Yeah.
But, because we get hosed on episodes.
Yeah, so he stretches it across multiple episodes, but it is still the same fucking formula. And at this point, I want, like I've said before, I want James Gunn to be the Kevin Feige. So be the overseer, be the guy who has the overarching vision and is driving everything to this end plot. But you don't have to be the guy making the fucking movies. I don't think I'm asking for too much with that.
Yeah. Speaking of formulaic movies, we have a new Star Wars film coming out. The Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, for one, I'm already turned off by the fucking title. I really am.
It's too much. It's a mouthful.
Yeah. And we get it. Grogu's going to be fucking there. We get it. You know.
Well, yeah. And now, don't get me wrong. I do want to see their story continue. I do. But I don't think a movie is the right place to tell this story. Was that on your end or mine?
That's my neighbor came back on his motorcycle.
Okay. So here's a perfect example. When Anthony Mackie's Captain America movie came out, there were people genuinely confused how he was now Captain America because they don't watch the fucking shows. So that being said, there are going to be people who watch this movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, who don't watch The Mandalorian. And I feel like at this point, it has to be all or nothing. So because we started off as a TV show, I think it should continue as a TV show. And I don't know how you're going to take us from that multi-episode format, which tells a much more fleshed out story, and compress it into a 2.5 hour movie. I think it's a huge misstep. It should have started as a movie, or it should never have been a movie.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think they should have left Grogu with Luke to get him the fucking train, and then actually focused on, Din Djarin going back to the Mandalorians and them rebuilding their society, and then go from there. And then you could have had this movie sans fucking Grogu. I'm sorry. I am so tired of that green little fucking puppet. I am. It was cute when he showed up, and it's like, oh, look at that little baby Yoda. And now it's like, get him the fuck off the screen.
Yeah, they're very limited in what they can do with character development because he is a non-speaking character. Also, real quick sidebar, I almost forgot about this. Even though this episode is going to drop on Tuesday, as we're recording this, Happy Mother's Day. So I just want to throw that out there. Anyway, back on track.
Yeah, I don't have a mom.
Well, I went ahead and bought my wife something, and I sent something to my mom. So I need to call her. It was supposed to arrive today, but there is a delay, and it's going to arrive tomorrow. But anyway,
this is the benefit of being an orphan. I don't have to buy any parents anything for their Father's Day or Mother's Day or birthdays or Christmas or whatnot. So
fair enough. But so getting back on track with the Mandalorian and everything. Yeah, they're very limited in what they can do with Grogu's character because he's a non-speaking character. Also, I understand at Return of the Jedi, when Yoda died, he said out of his own mouth that he was 900 years old. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, whatever, not important. And I realized that Grogu at this point is like, what, 50, 60 years old, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So obviously, their species ages incredibly slow. But how fucking slow? Like, because this motherfucker is still an ankle biter.
Well,
and he still won't talk.
I have a theory on that, and if it's actually accurate, I'm going to be pissed because it was an idea I had for a story. So my thoughts on it are like going back off of the concept that I came up with is that a particular type of people would, for every 10 years of a standard human's aging, that group would only age 1 year. So I'm applying that to their species. So for every 10 years in the Star Wars universe, they would age up years. So at that point, if Grogu's say 50, technically, he's been around 50 years, but he's only 5 years old in his species, aging. But most 5-year-olds can speak by that point.
Which using that logic, that puts Yoda at about 90, which does make sense. Um, although still my favorite meme about that was like, now that I'm a parent, I understand how Yoda just got tired of Luke asking questions and just died.
Yep. But
I
since we are on Star Wars, we did get some good stuff out of Maul, particularly being the fact that when Kathleen Kennedy and her dumbass took over, cut this from canon, it is now back being canon. Darth Talon is now canon in the Star Wars universe again.
So with Darth Maul, I have purposely not watched that because I have not watched the shows, the Clone Wars, Rebels, anything like that. So as I understand, well, actually, Rebels will take place after this, right? Because Rebels is when he dies.
Yes.
So I don't have to watch Rebels before this, but I have heard that I need to watch Clone Wars before I watch this.
Yeah, if you can get past the animation in Clone Wars, you'll be all right. That was my biggest struggle, was the animation.
I can kind of see that the animation, like, because I did watch the animated movie. I've watched like one or two of the very first episodes, and I don't hate the animation, but I understand what you're saying, and it does get a little bit wonky. But one thing I do love about it, and I believe this happened, it's either in Rebels or it's in one of the last seasons of the Clone Wars when Ahsoka fights him as Vader.
Rebels.
Okay. I love the parallel between Ahsoka's fight with him and Obi-Wan's fight with him, because they both split his mask in the same place, like right over the eye.
Yeah,
so,
and I
obviously
think
Rebels was made like,
yeah, I think the split on the Obi-Wan show, where he, split the mask, I think that was a nod to Rebels. But I mean, we also get in later episodes of Ahsoka, we have, Rebels was already canon, but we get Ezra Bridger, and we get that cast now in a live action segment of it, which I think is great. And to me, Rebels it was kind of like, for me, was like how Rogue One is a show that could stand completely outside of the Star Wars universe and still be a successful show. You just tweak the things to get rid of the Star Wars aspect of it, and you still have a great movie or you have a great television show. And for me, that's what Rebels was.
yeah. And with Kathleen Kennedy finally being gone, and Kathleen Kennedy was the one who made the decision to decanonize a lot of the extended universe stuff. I am still hoping and praying to whoever is out there. I want a Darth Bane movie. Now, there were 3 books. It doesn't have to be the whole trilogy. I would watch it if we make all 3 of them, but I need the first one, because the first one, Darth Bane is who created the rule of 2. And in the first book, there is an entire Sith order. There are multiple academies. They are in a full-scale war with the Jedi, which has been ravaging the galaxy, by the way. And Darth Bane realizes that the nature of the Sith makes the Sith weak in a large-scale order like this, because you'll have a massively powerful Sith. Let's take Darth Nihilus. And Darth Nihilus can be taken down by lesser Sith because they betray him, they outnumber him, and they'll just swarm him. So that is not how the strong survive. That is the weak eating the strong. So he comes up with the rule of 2, because now it is one to embody the power, the other to crave it. It is Darwinism in its purest form. So I would love to see a Darth Bane movie. Doesn't have to be all 3 of them. I think the very first one, where he destroys the Order and he picks his first apprentice, is enough to bridge the gap, and this is like 1,000 years before the first movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So that is enough to just send it off into the sunset, because now for the casual fans who didn't read, now they know why there was a whole ass Jedi Order and 2 Sith. Now they have an answer to that question. I just want that movie. That's all I want. I would love more of it. I would love again Darth Nihilus, Revan. Who was Revan's apprentice or partner? It started with an M, I think. I forget. Like Revan cut his fucking mandible off. Like
yeah, I don't remember.
Darth Vitiate. Like I would love to see all of these guys.
Exar Kun.
Exar Kun, yes. I would love to see these. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be a live action movie. Some of them, like Revan, for example, give him a limited run show. Give him maybe a 3 or 4 season animated series. I don't care. I just want to see the story.
Yeah. Well, I would absolutely love to see all those, because that is so much of what is missing, is how all this came to be in the Star Wars universe, you know.
And also, as a sidebar, I would say with that, now, obviously, y'all see my lightsaber back there. I love the Jedi, the Sith. I love that stuff. But that is not to say that that is all that is Star Wars. Have you ever read the book Death Troopers?
Nope, but I am well aware of it and of the concept.
Yeah. So for those of y'all who have never heard of this, it is a book. I do recommend it. Go check it out. It's kind of like the movie Ghost Ship or Event Horizon, or like they come across an Empire ship just adrift in space. Also a little bit like Resident Evil, probably more like Resident Evil. And you find out that, and this is canon, by the way, Palpatine created a virus, and it basically turns people into literal zombies. So they're now knee deep on a ship, fucking surrounded by zombie stormtroopers. Like, if you want to tell a Star Wars story that has nothing to do with any Force users, that's a good one. It's a horror one, so maybe Halloween, but it's a good one.
Yeah. No, and I think that would be. I swear, wasn't Moff Gideon's troopers in the Mandalorian show? Weren't they the ones in the black?
Might have been, I think.
Weren't they basically like the Death Troopers?
That might have been it, actually. So, I think the part about it being a virus, a weaponized virus created per Palpatine's order, I think that part might have gone over my head a little bit, because I forgot about that, and then I read it in a minute. But also, you get a cameo appearance from Han and Chewie. So, like the guy who plays Han Solo in the Han movie, the one that like Emilia Clarke was in, which I still don't think was a bad movie. Like that's a good excuse to go ahead and bring him back, even if it's only for a cameo. And who doesn't love to see Chewbacca? Really?
Chewbacca's
although, come to think of it, I do know there's another story. I'm going way off topic with this, but there was a story where a Wookiee was a Jedi, and come to think of it, a Jedi Wookiee is just an inherent fire hazard.
Well, they did it in The Acolyte.
I still need to watch that.
They did it in The Acolyte, which, okay, here's the thing. I am so sick of these, even in the Star Trek universe, these people that are like, oh, but that's not how it happens. That's not how you bleed a lightsaber crystal. That's not how you bleed a kyber crystal. It's like, you know what? Maybe her fucking powers were so fucking strong. The hate and rage in her at that fucking point in time, she didn't need to go through the standard process. Let the fucking shit just play out. Stop like, oh my god, like, oh my god, that species was dead, or blah 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 blah. Klingons don't wear skirts. Oh, fuck off.
So I read a take one time, and I actually really kind of agreed with Star Trek, Marvel, DC, any property, even Lord of the Rings a little bit, like with Rings of Power, is that when you are creating media, if the original writer / creator is no longer involved, it is all fan fiction. The difference is they got a budget to create their fan fiction.
Yeah.
So that's why you're going to see, we'll take Superman, for example. There are some versions of Superman where, and I think this might have been what they had in mind with the movie Man of Steel, something about their biology. They are literally tied to the planet. They cannot leave. This is why Clark was the only one who could be sent off planet, because he was naturally born. He did not have that tether to the planet. And then there are other ones, or take the Codex, because I don't think the Codex has comic origins. I could be wrong about that, and if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments.
I honestly thought the Codex was brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Which would mean that is why Kal-El is the strongest of all of them. He has all the DNA of the Codex. To me, was absolutely brilliant writing.
Yeah, and I think the Codex. I do not know the Codex in comic origins. Maybe, but me, because like my picture blinked out for a second there.
A little bit. You were also very robotic.
Oh god, fuck it. And any fucking way. So to my understanding, the Codex is not in the comics, or if it is in the comics, it is not in all of the comics. But it was a really good writing piece, because yeah, you take all of these things, the farmers, the scientists, the military strategists, the politicians, and you put all of that and put it into Kal-El. So that's a good example of what I'm talking about, that it technically is all fan fiction. This is just fan fiction that you like or don't like. This is why James Gunn and Zack Snyder have different versions of Superman, because it's technically their fan fiction. Love it or hate it. So I say all
Snyder's
that to say
is better.
I do like Snyder's universe. And especially I think that Snyder had amazing casting in his movies. Again, Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher was a good Cyborg. Of course, fuck, why did I always call him Mark Hamill? Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
I'll be honest. I actually enjoyed Affleck as Wayne and Batman. I thought he did a phenomenal fucking job.
Surprisingly so, yeah. And he's also one of the only guys who did a really good dichotomy of the character. Because take Pattinson, for example. Pattinson, I think, was a decent Batman. Not a great Batman. He was a decent Batman. He was not Bruce Wayne at any fucking point in that movie, because he doesn't know how to wear his civilian mask, per se. He doesn't know how to do that yet. He is a terrible Bruce Wayne. I thought he's an okay Batman. Terrible Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to dive into this with Spider-Man. This has been talked about ad nauseum between Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Like, who is the best this? Who is the best that? But no, Ben Affleck, I think he was a very good social Bruce Wayne when he goes to like Lex Luthor's party and everything, and he's socializing. But then he puts the mask on, and like his fight scenes were fucking nasty.
Oh yeah,
like
brutal.
the warehouse, like he is fucking them up. Yeah. He definitely, they did a good job of embodying the meme. It's like, so he won't kill you, but the medical bills will.
But yeah, so I mean,
Which
so back to Mandalorian. Yeah, I was gonna say back to Mandalorian Grogu. I'm not. I mean, I'm gonna go see it, but I'm not really expecting much out of it.
I'm really not either. It's like, okay, cool, it's more content, but and also, to be fair, I did just say this. It is content that does not focus on the force sensitive. Grogu is a force user, he is force sensitive, but he's not a highly trained force sensitive. So whatever he does in this show is going to be raw power. And honestly, he's still not going to take center stage in the movie. What might happen. Damn it. Okay. My picture blinked out again, but it looks like it's okay. What may happen, Din Djarin, if he survives, I think he retires at the end of this movie. I don't think he's going to be the bounty hunter anymore after this.
No, but
So
I honestly don't think he
maybe his
survives, but that's me.
where I do it, it is 100% on the table that he doesn't survive, because once you make a movie, I don't see how you go back to the TV show. So that means that this is going to be the end of this story in all probability.
Yeah.
If he dies, he dies. I mean, hey, Pedro Pascal could move on to another project, which I really hope that he moves on from Marvel sooner than later, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we won't go into the Fantastic Four movie. Can they
I
not
don't.
get one Fantastic fucking Four movie right?
Um. My main things with this, just okay. See, my internet was supposed to be better because I swapped out my equipment, but anyway, um, but just to go ahead and chase this, I'll pull this thread for a little bit. Um, my biggest problem with the Fantastic Four movies, two things. One is Franklin. This it is way too early to introduce Franklin. It is. It's stupid to me. Let me have a Fantastic Four story that just focuses on the Fantastic Four. Fox had two cracks at it, three technically, if you count the fact that one of the movies got a sequel. But like, and Pedro Pascal, as fantastic an actor as he is, he's too old for the part. He's already 50. How many movies can he actually give us? Truthfully,
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, John Krasinski was the perfect cast for that.
I have absolutely no objections to John Krasinski doing it, like in perpetuity. But allegedly, after Secret Wars, we're getting a universal reset anyway, allegedly. And I think the only person who might stick around is Spider-Man. So it sounds like they're going to hand the reins off to X-Men and the mutants, which I'm perfectly okay with that. But I really hope that the rumors are not true about Marvel is going to start using AI for their animation, because if they start using any kind of AI animation, Apocalypse and Mr. Sinister are going to look fucking atrocious in the upcoming movies, especially Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse is a hard one to get. It really is. With AI, I mean, Apocalypse is a hard one to get even when you use the CGI. So,
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac did the best he could with what was given, but what he was given was not good material. Truthfully speaking, it really wasn't. Um, but like, and Fox pissed me off so many ways in those movies. I think some of the only movies that they actually got really well done, the first two, the original first two movies, are solid. Um, First Class is a solid movie. Days of Future Past is a solid movie. The Wolverine, eh, C plus, B minus. Logan, fucking great. And then there's everything else, including Apocalypse. And one of the things that pissed me off the most about it is I believe it is at the end of no, it was at the end of Apocalypse actually. We get to see the X-Men in their comic uniforms. We see Tyler Sheridan, I believe it was. He was there. He was the young Cyclops. He's in a blue suit. He's got the silver visor. Like we see fucking Mystique in the white dress with the little skull belt and everything. We get all of that. And then they threw it out the fucking window for Dark Phoenix. We got none of that. Like Fox had no balls with making these movies.
But does Fox have any balls to begin with?
That's fair. I mean, yeah, let's look at what they did with their Galactus. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that, you know what? That's fair. Well, then again, Fox is who gave us Deadpool and Logan.
Well, yes, true. However, I think with the dead, I think it was a forceful negotiation done by Ryan Reynolds to get Daredevil off the fucking ground, which to the point of where they were since they owned the property at that point in time, were like, well, shit, now we have to do this because look at what the fuck he's putting out there everywhere for everybody to see.
Oh, the test footage? Yeah.
So I think it was a forceful negotiation on Reynolds' part to make that happen, which put Fox into a corner. It's like, well, now we don't have a fucking choice.
You might be right. And the funny thing about that is, and we've talked about this before, this is one of the only good things that came out of Blade Trinity was the fact that Ryan Reynolds, this is how he got cast for Deadpool, because his Hannibal King was basically Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then you cast him for Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, Wolverine X-Men Origins has massive problems. Some of their CGI was terrible. Of course, the way that they did Deadpool was terrible. Gambit, like Gambit breaks my heart because the fuck is that actor's name? Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch looked like Gambit. Like if you put Gambit in plain clothes and sat him at a poker table, it would look like Taylor Kitsch. He looked fucking great. The longer hair, the scruff and everything, like the card tricks he's doing, great. And then he spoke. It was so bad. Although, I wish we got Liev Schreiber back as Sabretooth. He was such a good Sabretooth.
Which we might. Which we might, because we know of the multiverse situation and stuff like that. So it's like, and we might get John Krasinski back as, Mr. Fantastic, So maybe. Who knows? I mean, I think it would be great. I mean, what would be cooler if you had Charles Xavier coming on screen and it's Sir Patrick Stewart, and then you have Charles Xavier coming on the screen and it's James McAvoy?
Well, we kind of got that in Days of Future Past, but it was one scene.
Yes, we kind of got it, but and then all of a sudden we have, a Magneto, and then all of a sudden there's another Magneto. And what happens when Iron Man swoops down and all of a sudden, after blasting Dr. Doom back, and all of a sudden the helmet lifts up and it's fucking Tom Cruise?
Yeah, they could have a lot of fun with the multiverse, and I don't think they're going to, but they absolutely could. So I still, and there's also a lot of questions, how are they going to handle, the mutants and everything? I would argue that right now they cannot fuck Storm up again. We might not get a comic accurate Storm. And what I mean when I say that, Storm is a walking cheat code. Like, a fully comic accurate Storm is a fucking problem for everyone. So we may get a Storm who is a little bit nerfed, or maybe she's not that confident in her abilities or something like that. And I can be okay with something like that. I'm okay if there's a learning curve to Storm, but they can't get it wrong again. I still want Anna Diop for Storm, which, for those of y'all who don't know that name, she was Starfire in live action Titans. I'm not saying that she was a great Starfire. She was good for what they gave her to work with. But if you look at the way that she played Starfire, and then imagine that she's a, quote, weather witch, she'd be fucking good.
Yeah, well, I mean, Storm is one of those great, and we'll never get a comic accurate Storm. However, if you're going to base Storm on any of the X-Men, you base her on X-Men 93.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of which, there's a new season of that coming out soon. So I know that we have a couple of things with that coming up. So I need to I need to hurry up and finish Strange New Worlds, because I know season 4 comes out next month in June. X-Men 97 season 2 is coming out in a month or two, something like that. Punisher, the one last kill or the last kill, I forget what it is.
I think it's One Last Kill.
That comes out in July, I believe it is.
So actually, I think it's coming out this month.
Is it?
I think so.
One Last Kill. There it is. Which, by the way, they still need to address the fact that Punisher was taken away by the Anti-Vigilante Task Force. That was the last that we saw him in season 1. He doesn't show up in season 2, which I'm okay with that, but they have to address it. We can't just get a free walking around Frank Castle at the beginning of this special, which, why is it a special? Why don't we get another miniseries? Y'all are assholes for that. But May 12th. Oh, shit. So that's going to show up on the day that this drops.
Yep. And we will talk about it on Sunday or Tuesday.
Oh, God. Yeah, I can't. Yep. And then, of course, we don't have time to get into The Boys, but shit just got real with The Boys. And I'm still waiting to see where this goes, because this is the last season and we have 2 episodes left, I believe. Yeah. We have a lot of good content coming up, and I'm just going to put it this way. It's going to be a hot summer. We'll put plus new Spider-Man.
Yep. With the Punisher in it.
Real quick before we go, what do you think about Sadie Sink? Do you think she's actually playing Jean? Because that's the rumor.
No, I don't think she is.
I don't think so either. I think she actually could be a great Jean Grey. I do. But Jean and Spider-Man have so little overlap in the comics. I know that he works with the X-Men a lot, but with Jean specifically, not really.
No,
I don't think so.
I think if anything, for one, the reason I don't think Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey is her age. Sadie Sink would be a little, in my opinion, a little too young to play the part of Jean Grey. Now, this is not taking away from Sadie Sink as an actress, because she is absolutely phenomenal and can handle a lot of things. However, I just feel that she, appearance-wise, would be too young for Jean Grey.
That, and come to think of it, I should have thought of this before. We are confirmed. We are getting Famke Janssen back as Jean for Doomsday. We are getting most of Fox's mutants for Doomsday. And yes, while we do have the multiverse going right now, it is going to muddy the waters a little bit to introduce 2 Jean Greys this year. So, that's another reason I don't think that she's Jean. It was fine when we had 3 Spider-Men running around, because this was already Tom Holland's 3rd movie. And even if you never watched the previous ones, you were aware of them. So that was one thing. I don't think she's going to be Jean. I am interested who she's going to play. And I've heard she might actually be a sidekick of Punisher's, because apparently he does have some little redhead friend / sidekick in the comics.
Okay.
I would be cool with that. I think that she does. She has proven her worth enough that I think that she does deserve a long running character. I just don't think it's Jean.
Yeah, I don't think it's Jean. And again, for me, it's just age. That's it. Not that she couldn't play the part. I'm just saying. I just feel she's too young. I mean, honestly, grit her up a bit. I can see her as a rogue.
Maybe. I've seen a lot of fan casts for Rogue. One that I kind of like, even though I think she's too old. And I say too old because I think she's like early to mid 30s, and I think Rogue should be about mid 20s. Or hey, what's going on, y'all? So I realized while editing the video that my audio completely fucking cut out, so you didn't hear what I was saying. But the fan cast that I've been hearing for Rogue specifically was Alexandra Daddario, I believe her name is, and that's who I was saying that I feel like she could make a good Rogue. I think that she's a little older than the actress that I would want for it, but I do think that she could play the part very well. So I wanted to go ahead and throw that in here before the video goes up. So thanks. Apologies for that. Thanks for the patience. The actress, I think her name, like as a fan cast for Rogue, she could actually be really good. I just want a younger Rogue than her.
Yeah, no, I get it. But that's all the time we have for today. So we will definitely get back at it and check out the little Punisher, special.
Yeah. So as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the long break. Hopefully my other videos have helped to fill in the gap and everything.
Yeah, capitalism sucks.
As always, yeah, it does. But as always, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Also, if there is a particular person watching, listening that who has reached out to me via email, I have not forgotten about you. As far as like actually trying to have somebody on the show here, if they're listening, they know that I'm talking to them. I haven't forgotten about you. Life is fucking hectic, is all. So I apologize. But other than that, we will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, be you.